Hello, and welcome back to this exploration of the New Year gates. Today we are diving into Gate 61, the gate of inner truth and mystery. And for a brief while we have moved away from the pressure of the root center, but the pressure is still on because Gate 61 is in the head center, which is of course another pressure center. The harmonic to the 61, the gate at the other end of the channel, is called it is Gate 24, the return it's called, makes the channel of awareness. And the polarity to the 61, its opposition in the wheel, is the logical collective throat gate 62, the gate of detail. So we're out of the tribe now because Gate 54 was tribal, of course, and we're back to individuality. 3 of the 4 gates that we look at through this New Year journey are individual, which is quite interesting really when we think about it in the context of introspection and investigation. Really the energy that is around us all at this time supports that. It really is there holding us in this time of let's look within, let's see really what is important for us, for ourselves. Forget about all the collective gates we may have, all the tribal gates we may have. Everyone has at least one individual gate. As far as I know, I've never met anyone that doesn't have at least one individual gate because there are so many of them. So it's very, very likely to have one. It's what we can do at this time of year. So whatever your individuality is, you can use this time to tap into it, to explore the individual gate that you have through this lens of the new year, looking through at what is important in terms of what you want to fight for and who are you supporting, who supports you, and so on. And now here, when we're looking at inner truth, we can look at any of our gates. We might have, say, the gate of grace, and we could look at the inner truth as it relates to our gate of grace. Play with this and make it your own, because that's what it's all about. This is our own personal journey, our own introspection. So we look at ourselves for ourselves. Individuality as a circuit, it has the theme of mutation. If you follow the daily transit that I do, then you will have come across this. We talk about it a lot. Individuality is it's mutative, it's melancholic, it is empowerment. All of these things come through when we talk about individuality. But the format energy for Gate 61, because it's in this individuality, the former energy is the channel, the 360, which runs between the root and the sacral, and this is the channel of mutation. So this tells us exactly what the nature of individuality is, that it's a very mutative energy. The mutation that's coming in 2027 is going to start off in Gate 55, which is individuality. It's going to follow a very individual journey, but we'll talk about that when I do my talk on Gate 60 on the 21st of January as part of the Rave Fest. So we'll move into Gate 60 in the next transit, so we'll be looking more at mutation then as well. And of course we're in the quarter of mutation still. So all of this is happening, all of this is supporting change, transformation, and all of that wonderful geeky stuff. I'm really geeking out here, you can tell, can't you? Anyway, we're in mutation for a little while longer. Gate 61 is part of the right angle cross of the Maya, and it's a cross that propels individuals on a journey of inner truth. It's also about practicality, and the full cross also encompasses continuity and growth if you bring in the design side as well. But here in the Sun transit, we only ever look at the personality side, so we look at that, the side of the black Sun Earth. So we have the 61, 62 here. So 61 is a gate of wonder. It carries the energy of the quest for inner truth. It ignites deep thinking, introspection, and a sense of awe and a sense of wow. It's that wonder of look at this, what is it all about? How, why? It's all of that kind of wide-eyed, incredible stuff. Gate 61 is actually my sun, my personality sun, so this is an energy that I really resonate to. So we're looking at what is our place in the universe, what is our place within the totality. And what is it that's inside us? Where is that spark of inner truth that we can really relate to and that really lights us up? Gate 61 transforms the unknown into the known. It also has a real practicality around it, partly from that 62, it's that being able to have the correct amount of detail when you're trying to communicate your inspirational thinking or discovery or introspection. But there's also that sense of knowing what is unknowable. This is a very practical side of it, because there is no point wasting all that energy trying to know something that you're never going to know. And there are things that fall into that category. We have the known, we have the unknown, we have the never gonna know. Leave it alone, put it down, walk away, move away from the unknown thing. And at some point in our lives we come across these things and we learn to walk away from them. So this is part of our introspection as well. What is there that we truly know about ourselves? That is our inner truth. What is there about us that we actually haven't discovered yet? Which is a tricky one to answer, because if you haven't discovered it, how are you going to discover it? But there is that, it's like, how do we uncover it? How do we work with that? So gate 62, as it supports gate 61, it brings this feeling of how do we manage the practical details? How do we convey ideas and knowledge in a logical and realistic way? Because this is individuality, this transit brings us the unique ability to delve deep into introspection as we navigate this transformational journey into the energy of the new year. And this is the perfect gate for this point in our reflection. And isn't it amazing when you watch it unfold? It's a grand old journey, really. We get to this point in the transformational, mutative journey, and we get to Maya. We get to this ability to really change things, to mutate things within ourselves. It starts within us. Another keynote for individuality is empowerment. And as we are focusing on going within right now, as we do this journey, we could explore self-empowerment. We could turn it inwards. Why not? It's using the pressure of the head center to know something, to unravel a mystery, to be inspired by what we find. In the recognition and the invitation, because this is a projector gate, in fact, with the exception of gate 60, all of the sun gates that we look through in our exploration at this time of year are all projector gates. It's all waiting for that recognition, the recognition of a single moment, an absolute, pure recognition of a moment, and it's that pulse frequency of individuality. The pulse of inspiration, it comes in a moment, it comes now. It's not like the collective, which is either past or future. The timing for individuality is this moment now. This is when we have our inspiration, right now. This is when we are introspective. This is when we dig in, now, in this moment. We might think about what we've discovered tomorrow, but we can only do the work now, in this moment. This is our inspiration. And we don't have inspiration according to our own time frame, which can make it a bit tricky sometimes, but it comes when it comes. And this is often the root of individual melancholy. There is still a lot of melancholy around at this point in our New Year transit. We've had this amazing inspiration, and then we really want to have another one because it felt really good, and because we inspired other people, or it just felt good to have that moment of like, oh, okay. And then maybe you shared it, maybe you didn't share it, but you want to have it again. And maybe it brings recognition from other people, or maybe, maybe there's another story around it. But when another inspiration doesn't come, when we want it to, we can get caught up in all of that head stuff about, we must make up an inspiration, or let's pretend we've had an inspiration, or whatever. I mean, we can really get into some heady stuff around this. And of course it's all nonsense. It's all nonsense because it just comes when it comes. And we don't need a reason. It's just the mind that plays with us, really. We can actually just sit with the fact that we don't know. We don't know if another inspiration will come, when it will come, what it will be about. We don't know anything, really. Everything is a mystery. Our mind doesn't like that. It wants to know. But everything is a mystery. We could actually sink into that and enjoy it. I really don't know. This is the gate of mystery. It can help us to embrace this. So through the contemplation of this gate, we can come to an acceptance of the fact that we truly don't know anything. At this point in the cycle of the sun, we find the pressure to know the unknown and to accept that some things, as I said, are forever unknowable. Because we are still in the quarter of mutation here, it's not really enough just to have that inspiration, but it's about transforming it into something and then communicating that out. And this is where our earth gate comes in, gate 62. It's a throat gate. So this allows us, if we get the right connections, if we don't have them already to light up the throat through up to the ajna and the head, then we can use that 61, get the knowing out through the 62. Now, and the 62 is going to say exactly how important the detail is, the right level of detail, because we can then find that the 61 is a catalyst for change, maybe for our own lives, maybe for other people. When we're expressing our knowing to others, we can sometimes overwhelm them with way too much detail, perhaps in our enthusiasm to share what it is that we've discovered, or through trying to convince them maybe of what it is that we're saying. And then they don't take anything in because it's all just too much. The other side of that is that we don't give people enough detail for whatever reason. Maybe we are a little bit afraid to say everything that we know, or whatever it is, but then they don't have confidence in us. Perhaps they think we don't really know what we're talking about, and so they don't trust our inspiration. Maybe we don't trust our own inspiration. The I Ching, it calls the 61 the hexagram of inner truth. And so this is what we can focus our contemplation around. We can explore questions around what inspires us, or what really sets us alight when we allow it to flow through us without putting any mental blocks in the way. Because it's not actually about us doing anything. It's always about life happening to us and through us. So what inspires us? Who inspires us? Do we know what our own inner truth is? And if we do we need to express it? How do we express it? Who do we express it to? And just as when we looked at gate 54, we could pull in the energies of the other gates that we've transited already, using the echoes of them as they come through. 58 can help us discern whether we find joy in inspiring others, whether our inspirations bring us joy. Perhaps we like to keep our inspirations close to our heart. We don't need to share them. Maybe this is our inner truth, that we need to actually be more, not careful exactly, but we just need to look after our inspirations sometimes. Sometimes they need nurturing before they're ready to share. Gate 38 can help us refine whether our purpose and our truth are in alignment. Are we inspired by our own purpose? And then gate 54 can support us in asking whether our ambitions walk hand in hand with our inner truth. We have all of the grounding gates too that we can pull the energy in from. There are lots of ways of playing with these gates at this time of the year and with making this your story, because that's what it's all about. This is your story. and I can give you all the keynotes, and we can read into that. We can look at everything that goes along with the gates, the channels, the circuits, and you can play with them and have fun with them, because there's no wrong way of pulling these keynotes together. Ra gave us very specific keynotes, and as long as we're using those keynotes, then we're being authentic with what it is that we're trying to describe. So that's it for Gate 61. Enjoy your contemplation of your inner truth, and as always, go gently. And I hope that this really empowers you, maybe to love yourself a little bit more. Maybe that is your inner truth. That was something that I discovered, and I'm still discovering as I go through this journey, that I actually really do love myself. And it has taken me many, many years and quite a lot of discomfort at times to discover this about myself, that actually I'm okay, I'm doing okay, and and we're all the same. We can all reach that place, and I would support you in doing that in whatever way I can, to love yourself, to love your life. Look at me. Because it's such an incredible thing. And you can see what I've got this out the window here. I mean, what an incredible thing. This tower here that you can see that's lighting up and doing weird stuff, weird shit. It's it's green now. It's called the Lotus Tower, and it's actually almost has lotus petals as it goes up. I'm in Colombo in Sri Lanka right now, and not for much longer, unfortunately. And just over this side, which you can't see now because it's dark, there's a lake, and there are pelicans on the lake. I mean, I'm used to blackbirds. Pelicans are a hell of a lot bigger and don't eat sultanas, so really not my kind of bird at all. But anyway, this is me. I'm done. Thank you so much for joining me, and enjoy Gate 61. I am totally and unapologetically biased that it is the most wonderful gate that you're going to find in the body graph. Yay, Gate 61. I love you all. Thank you so much for joining me. Thank you for supporting me as I do this work, and I hope in my turn that I am supporting you. That's truly what I desire to do. Thank you so much for joining me. Okay, much love. Bye bye. Go gently.